Welcome to another Fantasy Goodfellas video where we discuss the top 11 through 30 wide receiver rankings for week 7. You ready?
I'm ready.
Fantasy Goodfellas.
Rolling on the field.
Fantasy Goodfellas.
At number 11, we have Calvin Ridley, who will be at the Miami Dolphins.
That Atlanta offense is warming up. I guess you think that's going to help Ridley out?
Yeah. And the Dolphins, I mean, is Xavier Howard or Byron Jones, are they healthy? It's been a tough week. It was a tough week against Jacksonville. I think Matt Ryan will pick them apart. And number 12, Terry McLaurin at Green Bay.
I think McLaurin is a little disappointment this season. What's your take?
Yeah, I mean, part of it is Heineke. I mean, we've seen it the last couple of weeks. We've seen the stumble. I mean, I don't know why people expected much from him. If Fitzpatrick comes back this week, McLaurin's numbers will look better. But the other issue is he healthy? He might not be. And number 13, Robert Woods, home against the Lions.
Is there just too many options over there?
I don't think that's the problem. I think Cooper Kupp is Stafford's favorite target, but I think there's enough for Robert Woods. He scored a touchdown this last week. I think this week he might get the yardage and the touchdown. And number 14, Marquise Brown, home against Cincinnati.
We've discussed that Andrews was Lamar Jackson's favorite target. Is that kind of changing and now Marquise Brown is?
It's close. It's close. But definitely Marquise Brown is his favorite receiver, if you don't count tight ends. And Marquise Brown was on a roll up until this last week where things kind of normalized for that Raven offense. They're supposed to be a running team, yet Lamar Jackson was going crazy. We're going to trust Marquise Brown again this week. We'll see. And number 15, Cortland Sutton at Cleveland.
Sutton seems to be moving up your rankings. Can you explain that to us?
He just had a 2-touchdown game. But the main reason he's rising up is because we have about 6 or 7 top receivers that are on bye this week. Otherwise, Sutton probably doesn't make the top 20. He would have made the top 30, but not the top 20 in an ordinary week. And number 16, Brandon Cooks at Arizona.
I'm surprised Cooks is playing so well despite all that QB. What's your take?
I agree. Brandon Cooks has surpassed all expectations. Fingers crossed that maybe he gets traded to a contender, to a good quarterback. And number 17, Chris Godwin, home versus Chicago.
In the beginning of the season, Godwin looked like your number 1. Now he's your 3rd top-ranked receiver from Tampa. Can you explain that?
Yeah, Godwin's been a little bit of a disappointment, but I think more than anything it's because he's playing hurt. We'll see when he gets to 100%, but right now he's 3rd because I don't think he's 100% healthy. At 18, DK Metcalf, home against New Orleans.
How bad is those Seattle receivers missing Russell Wilson?
Badly. Geno Smith is a backup quarterback. Geno Smith is Jacoby Brissett. All these backup quarterbacks that get an opportunity and then show us why they're backups. And 19, DeVonta Smith at Las Vegas.
Philly seems to be losing a little steam. How does that bode for DeVonta Smith?
Well, DeVonta Smith's had a few slow games, but he is a talent. Jalen Hurts is dynamic. I think that Philadelphia offense rebounds. DeVonta Smith is due another big game. And number 20, Julio Jones, home against Kansas City.
We always said Tennessee Titans is a run-first offense. A.J. Brown's the number 1, but you got Julio Jones in your top 30.
Yeah, because this is the week they play Kansas City. They're going to have to light it up. They're not going to just be able to rely on Derrick Henry unless they jump out to a big lead and are able to hold it. I doubt it. Kansas City's going to put up points. Tannehill's going to have to sling it. There's going to be enough for both A.J. Brown and Julio Jones. At 21, Sterling Shepard, home against Carolina.
Sterling Shepard had 10 receptions last week. Can you keep that up?
He might if Kadarius Toney doesn't play. Galladay's not playing. Obviously, it looks like Daniel Jones likes to throw to him. And number 22, Corey Davis at New England.
Can we trust Zach Wilson as the QB for Corey Davis this week?
Yeah, Zach Wilson's been it's been a little rough early. I mean, and the Jets team is just not very good. But Corey Davis has been a bright spot. And again, in a slow week because we're missing so many receivers because of bye, he makes our top 30. And number 23, Odell Beckham, home against Denver.
A lot of people are turning their backs on Odell Beckham. What's your take?
Yeah, I mean, is he healthy? Is he not? They're going to need him this week. So if he's healthy and he plays, he could have a big one. And number 4, Jalen Waddle, home against Atlanta.
I like the way Waddle plays. I wish they gave him the ball more or looked for him more.
You know, he scored 2 touchdowns last week. He's definitely showing signs of being a playmaker. This week they play Atlanta. The Falcons have a bad defense, bad secondary. This could be a big day for Jaylen Waddle. And number 25, Nicole Hardman at Tennessee.
Hardman was a borderline top 30 last week. I guess you still think he can make it.
Yeah. I think he's the number 2 on that team. Well, the 3rd target, but the number 2 receiver, if you don't count Kelsey as a receiver, obviously. So I think there's going to be enough passes from Mahomes for him to do well. And number 26, Henry Ruggs, home against Philadelphia.
I like the way Ruggs plays. How do you think he plays?
Here's the thing with Ruggs. I mean, look at his numbers for this year. He's quietly having a very good season. Derek Carr, inconsistent, but he does sling it. We will see. But Ruggs, based on his stats so far, I have to include him in the top 30. At 27, Jacoby Myers, home against the New York Jets.
I'm starting to see a Mac Jones and Jacoby Myers connection. Can they keep that up?
Yeah, I think so. I think Jacoby Myers is Mac Jones' favorite target. I mean, he has a bunch of targets this season. It hasn't turned into much, but they have a great matchup this week. At 28, Michael Pittman at San Francisco.
Pittman had 35 yards receiving last week. Why is he in your top 30?
Everybody's hurt in Indianapolis. T.Y. Hilton just got hurt. Paris Campbell is hurt. He's going to have to be the guy. And because of that, I think he's going to do well. And number 29, T. Higgins at Baltimore. They're
going against the Baltimore Ravens defense. And you still think 2 wide receivers from Cincinnati make your top 30?
Yeah, it's the bye effect. T. Higgins is a good receiver. Joe Burrow is a good quarterback. He's going to do well. Baltimore defense is going to make it tough. He's going to do just enough to make the top 30. And number 30, Marcus Callaway at Seattle.
Callaway's getting aggressive. You think that can continue?
Yeah, I mean, 3 touchdowns in the last 3 weeks. They're playing a terrible Seattle defense. Winston looks like he's starting to find some rhythm. They just had a bye week. They're going to be ready. I think Marcus Callaway's a big-time sleeper this week.
Thanks for coming on here and sharing your top receivers 11 through 30 for week 7.
It's my pleasure. Remember to like, subscribe, and please ask your questions in the comment section.
Fantasy Goodfellas.
Rolling on the field.
Fantasy Goodfellas.